there, Halal Integrated Platform or HIP, powered by Halal Development Corporation, is a networking platform that connects to global halal ecosystem, equipping your business with a competitive edge. As a HIP member, you can engage internal HDC stakeholders and external strategic partners within the halal industry. So, what do you get as a HIP member? Here you go. You get financial facility, market access, human capital development, business capability development, and halal industry support and facilitation. How does industry players can utilize HIP? As a buyer, you can search halal products through our HIP database. As a service provider or financial institution, you can engage with halal industry players. For government agencies, you can offer initiatives and programs. Hey, venture capitalists and investors can also seek for unlisted company to invest. For halal professionals, you can access our database for halal ingredient sourcing. Finally, manufacturers and sellers, join us to promote your products and get connected to global supply chain. What are you waiting for? Join us for free as HIP member. Enjoy opportunities and exclusive access and increase visibility in halal industry. Let's go!
Hello everyone, I'm Mizi, and today I'll be showing you on how you can register with HIP. Let's go! First, you need to register your account at hip.hdcglobal.com. Fill in your email, password, and don't forget to tick the box before you proceed. Click Get Started. Success! Next, fill in your personal details on the user profile page and click Update. Success! Most importantly, fill in all information of your company on the business profile page and click Update. Success! Don't forget to fill in the organization information and click Update. Success! Complete your products and services listing here so that your range of products is visible, and here is the example of a completed business profile. And we are done. Easy, isn't it? Register as HIP member and accelerate your business with HDC.
Malaysia's digital journey began more than 2 decades ago when MSC Malaysia was set up to transform the country into a knowledge-based economy. Since then, MSC Malaysia has contributed immensely towards the growth of the nation's digital economy. Our next step is to take the digital transformation from the corridor to the world. Introducing Malaysia Digital, a strategic initiative which will empower the rakyat, businesses and foreign investments. Malaysia Digital will also elevate the participation of Malaysians and local businesses in revolutionizing the world's digital economy. Malaysia Digital opens doors for Malaysians by providing equitable access to digital tools, knowledge and income opportunities. It offers new business opportunities and growth through a supportive digital ecosystem. It also provides flexible and agile investment facilitation to make the country investment friendly. The goal is to drive the digital ecosystem and develop the digital economy to a stage where it contributes at least 25.5% of our GDP and creates 500,000 jobs by 2025.
Malaysia Digital will galvanize public-private partnerships to accelerate the growth of our digital economy and drive positive transformation that ultimately benefit the rakyat, businesses, investors, and also the whole nation.
Establishing Malaysia into a digital nation, one with more in-depth, stronger and resilient economy, society, and governance. Stepping into tomorrow's digital future today.
Hello there, Assalamualaikum. I'm Syilda Ismail, and welcome to our 10th episode of Tea and Tech HIP Live Talk Show. And for the benefit of our audience out there, Tea and Tech is a campaign series of aspiring techpreneurs and founders who will be sharing their journeys in helping users in the name of Rakyat and, of course, Ummah as a whole. And these collaborations between HDC and MDEC and HIP, of course, the Islamic Digital Economy Unit is to showcase Malaysia as a global hub, maturing Islamic finance and halal ecosystem backed by strong talent and Sharia experts. So, for the next few episodes throughout this year, I shall be co-hosting none other with Ruslena Ramli, Director of Islamic Digital Economy and Fintech, MDEC, and she's fresh from meeting, I understand from that. Lena.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good evening, everybody. Pleasure to be here to co-host with Syilda the 10th episode. Among the things that we will be touching on is kind of the key pillars for the potential pemangkin under MDEC, which is the catalytic projects that the government wants to initiate together with our strategic partners like HTC, JAKIM, other technology companies within our naungan under Malaysia Digital in support of looking at how can we further strengthen Malaysia's value proposition to global audience. Over back to you, Syilda.
Nice. Okay. All right, Lena. But before we move on to our interesting topic today, so Lena, perhaps you can share with us, since we still have the time, on the Malaysian Digital Acceleration Grant. And I understand also Islamic Digital Economy, we're going to have a conference soon. Inviting founders and also techpreneurs to come over. So perhaps you can share with us, Lena.
Okay. On the Malaysia Digital Acceleration Grant, so it is in support of technology companies who are already Malaysia Digital MD to further expand in terms of your market access. As I mentioned in my previous episodes, our 30 million Malaysians are not yet to unicorn. So how can we help scale our technology companies so they can further fuel revenue growth as well as expand their customer base? So the purpose of the MDEC is in support of that. Yes, we will be hosting Malaysia's first inaugural Islamic Digital Economy Industry Conference, and that will be on the 22nd of August.
Okay, I'm writing that.
I put it on my LinkedIn last night. We're in the process of finalizing our wireframe for the RSVP. So look out for that within this week, inshallah. We hope to bring the house down. So come one, come all and support MDEC's Islamic Digital Economy initiatives and programs.
Okay, inshallah. All right, now coming back to our Tea and Tech live talk show. So today we shall embark on a journey into the revolutionary system that is transforming the way we ensure the integrity and also the confidence of halal products and services. So I'm going to welcome Tay Wee Huat, Managing Director of Intelligent Traceability, Sdn Bhd. Tay, how are
Hi,
you?
good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Tay.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Hi, Syilda. Hi, Ruslena.
Hi.
Nice to meet you all. And thank you
Okay.
for inviting us to this wonderful sharing today, this afternoon.
All right. Okay, Tay, we're gonna drill you today. No lah.
Sure, why not?
Okay, we're gonna ask you about intelligent traceability. How does it differ from the traditional traceability system, and how does it assist in terms of product authenticity and combating counterfeiting? And I understand today, Tay, there are some questions coming from our audience. So later I will ask the questions. Okay. So first, what is intelligent traceability? Go ahead.
Intelligent traceability, by our name, we focus in track and trace solutions. So what it means is actually we are tracing a product starting from the sources to where the raw material being produced, being converted, who have make the end products, who transported it, who actually warehouse it, who sell it, and eventually all the way to the consumer. So this is normally what we call end-to-end traceabilities. So for most of the people, when they understand traceability is, there's a QR code on the product. But actually in the scope of traceability, there are different levels. So most people are actually putting a QR code to make sure the authenticity of the products are anti-counterfeit. Actually, that is the level 1 of the solution. It's a good solution, but actually it's on level 1 because it's only ensuring the authenticity of your products. But in the whole supply chain, your product might go along with a lot of people, even like who your raw material is and whether the raw material have any issue. And when your product leave your factory, you actually have to go through warehouses, go through distribution, and eventually only reach the hand on consumer. So this whole process need to be traced. And in iTrace, we actually very focused in the level 4 of the traceability solution. What level 4 it means, actually we provide system that allow the whole stakeholders of a certain industry to be part of the system. Everybody are contributing their part of the data, but eventually it can help map up the journey of the product, a complete journey of the products, for consumer to really verify where the thing is coming from, who was in the middle, and eventually how it reached the consumer hand. That is actually very different from the normal like level 1, level 2 solution that you have seen in the market. Yeah.
Okay, coming back to the halal industry, yeah, I would like to pose the questions to Lena. So, what has already, T has already mentioned what is the, in terms of traceability from end to end, in terms of halal will be the farm to fork. So, Lena, how does this concept of halal traceability or per se blockchain align with Malaysia's vision for promoting the Islamic digital economy? I'm sure you've met many products and services in terms of traceability. So perhaps you can also give your insights on this.
Okay, so first of all, allow me to explain the background to Malaysia's initiative under traceability. So as I explained earlier, under Islamic economy, there are 3 main pillars: finance, halal, as well as lifestyle. So when you talk about Islamic digital economy, is the digitalization of all these key sectors. So for halal, the digitalization is looking at specifically 2 core areas, because as you know, it's just so huge and it's impossible for us to try to boil the ocean. So the government initiatives that we want to try to support is, number 1, halal assurance systems. How do we use IoT sensors to galvanize not only micro SMEs, SMEs, restaurants, factories, manufacturers in support of JAKIM's halal assurance system, so that there are more to be part of this digital journey for halal market. The other thing is, of course, blockchain, traceability. So how can we make Malaysia the hotbed? So everyone in the world is looking at sustainable as well as ethical solutions. Some of the key problem statements that have been resolved or in support of trying to promote traceability is pencampuran darah daging. So whenever we export our meat, right, you would have to use either IoTs or even blockchain and also sensors to ensure that the temperature of your either container or the area that you want to carry your product does not go down to a level where you could potentially have a contamination of the blood from either the meat or the chicken with any other meat as well, right? So that's what TE is trying to promote in support of traceability. And there are initiatives together with JAKIM. So first up, we will be looking to see how we can onboard or already onboard intelligent trace within JAKIM's ecosystem. So that is happening right now as we speak. And for everybody on the show, Intelligent Trace was one of the grant recipients under iConnect supply chain. So what is this iConnect in supply chain? So it is an initiative by MOSTI as well Academy of Science Malaysia. It's a 4 million matching grant, the biggest so far in the market, in support of disruptive solutions for the supply halal chain. So Alhamdulillah, K is one of our key grant recipient, and MDEC is trying to facilitate how he can onboard more strategic partners for him to specifically look at pilot projects in traceability.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, they will explain a bit more on who is Rakan Strategic and how are we further trying to narrow down what the action plans are.
Okay.
All right. So Tay, coming back again, how does intelligent traceability help the businesses? I mean, for the benefit of our HIP members and SME. So how does it help in terms to improve the supply chain transparency and efficiency? And of course, in terms of the end user and the consumer, how does this benefit in terms of, this technology? Okay.
Yep. Actually, like to add on to what Ruslena have said, just now people are concerned about when a meat being slaughtered in where they are, probably coming from Thailand or coming from Australia. So the process is being traced only in the factory, But when the thing is leaving the factory, that is where
Yeah.
normally the fraud are happening actually. So there are all kind of frauds. People can be misusing the labeling, or people can be just stealing your packaging. Like one of the famous issue is the packaging is stolen by other people. They are putting different meat into the packaging. They are sending it to you. But then, because when you are checking on the certification, you can see, oh, the company is correct and the certification is correct. Everybody will thought the thing will be correct. But without the verifiable data to trace the product along the whole supply chain, like, is it really coming from the factory, who have actually receiving it, who has actually shipping it, then it become a potential risk and potential issues that people might not have, the consumer might not have a tools to verify the product is really safe. And traceability has been a technology that has been very common for food safety. So as a Malaysia, as the leading in halal certification, we always think we should also lead in the halal traceability, because halal is actually on top of the normal food safety. We have added more elements, more element that is for the halal compliance, all these things. So riding on existing food safety, then we can come up with unique solution, which is to ensure the traceability on not only on the normal food, but also on the halal food and drinks and all these things. So just now, Ruslena had mentioned our potential project, which is the cross-border halal platform, which has been approved by ASM and MOSTI. What we are aiming is not only to be transparent on the whole supply chain, but also to facilitate the businesses who actually would like to do import and exports. Our collaboration is with China Academy of Science and UITM. And we also lucky enough to get on board of some of the ecosystem player like MyEG. They are having supplying us with the national blockchain, which is under MyEG and MOSTI, MIMOS, and also with the Bifrost, which is handling the transportation, Ninja Van on the fulfillments, and Alpro Pharmacy on the medicals and all this. So we lucky enough to get all these collaboration who are ready to kick off the projects, so that to ensure the transparency along the supply chain, and how when the product being exported into a foreign country, then it can still be verified their traceability, and vice versa. For all the product that is coming back into Malaysia, we have a standard mechanism how we can request the people the food, not only on the meat product, but maybe also on the pre-prepared food, also on medicines or cosmetic product which is coming to Malaysia, can actually provide us with traceability information to ensure the safety for our consumer.
Okay, thank you, Tay. So this is not specifically only for food also, kan? It can be also used for pharmaceutical, for cosmetics and other areas like halal ingredient. Okay?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question here coming from our acting CEO of Halal Training Institute. So she asked, she's very we at HGC are very familiar with the traditional traceability, but how does technology, when you marry technology and in terms of halal industry, can you describe a situation, based on your experience, where your traceability technology help identify an issue or solve a problem? And how does this ensure compliance with the industry regulation?
Okay. So actually in traceability, traditionally, actually traceability already exists, but normally it's only on the paper trace. So people do reports, everything is on paper. So when something happens, then people have to dig out the information to find the source. But what happened is, sometimes the problem is always outside of the system, which means if you're just checking on your supply chain, everything will look healthy. But the cases is always coming from the frauds. So the fraud is the unreported, illegal. So to trace down all these things, we need to make sure our own ecosystem is able to be traced, and only we can able to fence out all the intruder into the healthy ecosystems. So to further understand your question, how technology can help. So when an authority go into a factory to audit the whether the factory is good enough for halal or not, it's only go in maybe 1 year, one time or 2 times a year, right? So
Yeah.
I will always say during that time, it's everything is sunshine, right? So the factory is clean, everything is okay. You don't see contamination, you don't see anything. People all follow the rules. Then you actually give out the certification. But after you leave, then there are a lot of things it could happen. So, for example, let's say for the chicken slaughterings, so we know
Okay.
there's a stunning voltage of the chickens and all these things, right? How they slaughter the thing and all these things. So when the auditor there is definitely going to be, everything should be okay. But if we have putting IoT devices or AI devices, then we are capturing the daily activities, daily data of the operations and all these things, how many they have produced, how many they have shipped. So actually for the authority, I think that is also their dream, that one day they can actually do remote audit, which means they are actually auditing not based on that day observation, but they are verifiable data to ensure day-to-day operation also following the same rules. So that is how digitalization of supply chain, or they now call digital traceability, can help not only on the audit side, but can be the day-to-day operation monitorings every day. So that end of the day, when they do the audit, they already have the full year data for further adjustment, for further judgment. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Dave. So, Lena, any specific initiative or projects led by MDEC that significantly improved the technology in halal industry as a whole, and specifically in the digital halal transferability in Malaysia?
Okay. So earlier I mentioned about contamination, right? So I always like to touch on what is the problem that the government, together with our technology companies, are trying to resolve. So first is that contamination of the halal product itself, whether is it in the factory or is it when in transit. So when Tay says farm to fork, that's exactly what that journey is. Another thing is also a tempering of the solution. So among the things that we come back to that has reverted back, so and I speak to institution, Dewan-Dewan Berniaga, Islam, when you walk into a restaurant, especially when you talk about our mama kedai, right? The minute you see Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and you automatically assume everything inside that restaurant is halal, kan? But
Yeah.
are you sure daging yang dicincang kat belakang tu, is it really halal? Dia tak bercampur dengan daging lain? Do you know that? You don't know. Correct or not?
No. Yeah.
So how can we use digitalization, which is IoT and sensors, to monitor this? So when you talk about authentication, when you talk about tampering, are those problems really being resolved? And sometimes I do get my foreign friends from overseas coming into Malaysia say, why do you actually need this? The government will automatically, it's the perception that because we are in Malaysia, everything is supposed to be halal, right? But you do have quarters of people, and this is with regards to safe, with regards to people shift of awareness in wanting to be really tanpa was-was. This is what it is, right? You have rest assurance that yes, the products and services and the process, when the preparation of the food is in compliance to the guidelines of JAKIM, whether it's halal assurance system, whether the products and the ingredients that they use are actually halal. And this is what traceability can do, and the edge that Malaysia has, a competitive advantage over any country in the world, because we have got the technology solutions. You want to talk about repository of halal ingredients, kita pun ada. You want to talk about IoT, sensors, blockchain, Tay is among our key champion under IDE facilitating this. So surprisingly, not a lot of people actually know this. You tanya your auntie, your uncle, your mother, do they know this? No, they don't know. So how can we further strengthen and amplify this storytelling for every single Malaysians to know what the government is trying to do in support of profiling Malaysia as that hotbed for traceability?
Okay, thanks, Lena. So, Tay, with your advanced technology such as AI and IoT, how does it enable the intelligent traceability, Tay?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Okay, so there's an advanced technology besides blockchain. What does AI and also IoT play in enabling the intelligent traceability?
Okay, first of all, IoT definitely is for us to actually capture all the information from the supply chain. whether like it or not, it could be from the agri-tech farm, it could be all the agri-tech sensors. So during the transportation, it's going to be the fleet control systems, and during the shipping of the goods, then we have the remote monitorings of the temperature and all these things. Those are all the IoT device. But if you are
Okay.
talking about AI, one of the very big thing about traceability is not just on collecting the data, because collecting data is one thing, but we always need to spot the abnormality which is in the supply chain. So we know the repacking of the meat products, we know the fraud of the stealing of the packaging is always there in the market. So by having the information from the legal factory, how much they have produced, then counter together with how much has been sell in the market, which is circulate in the market, then that is where AI have to come in, because they will need to be able to analyze the data, try to spot abnormality within the supply chain. For example, we have 10 farms in Malaysia, then each of the farm is actually producing this much of chicken, for example. But in the market, there are a lot more supplies, right? So, and people can actually buy, for example, the one restaurant is only buy like 100 kg of meat from the real supplier, but how come they can sell 200 kg of chicken, right? So then this will become a imbalance in the data. So in terms of the level 4 traceability solution, we will need to have the capability to have the data reporting to us. Then we need to do our big data analysis on to spot the abnormality within the data. That is where eventually AI will come into places.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Day. So, coming back to Lena, there's so many emerging technologies such as blockchain and also IoT and AI, as mentioned as by Tay. So, where do you see Tay's future undertake? Where MDEC is helping intelligence traceability after this?
Okay, so I think Tay do add more to this as well, because he's the expert when it talks about technology, right? So apart from blockchain and IoT, we are also seeing machine learning and also AI, artificial intelligence, in support of trying to support again that authentication and to monitor the tampering of what we have. So banyak gila database. So if you go to macam like e-commerce, there's so many. You got Lazada, you got Shopee, you have specific e-commerce also that does jual halal saja, which is Halal Street that I know,
Yeah.
as well as e-Jasmine, right? So how can we further strengthen that value proposition so that when you run programs, and of course, not forgetting HIP, Halal
Yeah.
Integrated Platform is also one of the key database that everybody should also go to for halal ingredients, and who is really out there that can help support your onboarding of halal ingredients using AI. And I'm sure your people within the HIP also run similar engine, whether is it cloud in support of this repository, using AI and also machine learning to also do that screening, as well as fact finding, right? In support of what we're trying to do. So you've got the QR code to do the authentication. So you have platforms that's already in the market that does authentication of whether is it true JAKIM bagi the certification. So in dalam dunia ni ada close to about 500 certification bodies. Within JAKIM, they have onboarded into their ecosystems that are aligned to their governance as well as standards is 85. So how can we increase that number of 85 to become 100 by end of the year, and increase that further to 200, and also team the entire certification body dalam dunia ni. So if you say Malaysia is that global leader for halal, these are the specific success stories and also pilot projects that we can undertake together in support of crystallizing the substance to why Malaysia is global. So if we have certain standardization, of course, every country will have its own nuances, and you will need to customize your product and solution that fits that market need, because different people will have different needs and wants dalam each of these countries. That will be phenomenal, and that will really place Malaysia at the forefront. Of course, it cannot be so everything settled, right? So there is a roadmap that we want to embark on this together. The great thing is, inshallah, during the IDE industry conference, we want to announce specific initiative and pilot projects that we want to embark on together with Jakim, to see how we can further uplift their standardization to make it a template for everyone to use dalam segala dunia ni. So, and that will help facilitate standardization of how you want to become halal, standardization of whether the product or your manufacturing is within the standards, and that is closely mirrored together with your safety and assurance as well as your hasib, right? So how can we further strengthen this value proposition and make it a go-to for everybody in the world to use? Because when you talk about ethical, safe, Jakim is that, halal is that, right? And that is the next phase of level when you talk about Toyiban, right?
Yep. Okay. Thanks, Lena. All right. Dave,
Yeah.
let's talk about in terms of privacy and also security. Are there any potential privacy and security? Perhaps if there are any concerns related to the data collection in the system. Enlighten us on that.
Okay, actually, when people talking about traceability, they normally will be a bit scared because they will always worry that will all our information be disclosed to other people, so people can steal your information, steal your businesses and all these things. But in fact, that is not the story, because in traceability we actually will always try to avoid a few things, which is we don't collect personal data. So even for the product that is being traced, we don't collect the pricing information, we don't collect all these things. So what we are only concerned of is how a product moving from one location to the other location, so that ensure no fraudulent item can come into the ecosystems. So in terms of the privacy wise, normally it wouldn't be too much of the issue. And that is also the reason why when we are promoting for level 4 traceability solution, we will actually need to get involved with like MDEC, JAKIMs and all these things, because eventually most of the level 4 system will have supervision from the authorities. So the authority will eventually become the guardians of the data, so that it is actually not being misused by illegal people, and how the information could be shared according to the supply chain. Because if I'm producing something, I want to know where my raw material coming from. So that is where we set how the rules and all these things, how the information could be shared. So comparing to if you are doing traceability on your own, then if you're asking for your supplier to give the information, they might be reluctant to do it. So when we have a system that is high enough, then people will be willing to contribute, because they're not only giving information, but they are getting some in returns. And in terms of data collections, we have take more precautions. Like people are talking about blockchain. So blockchain, we know, is decentralized, but they are good and bad. Good is decentralized, so people can be trusted, and because of its immutable, people cannot change everything. But because when it's decentralized, that which means if you open up for other people to actually trace on the information, then we become like insecure, because everybody can access to our data. So that's why when we are doing our project, which is on the cross border, so what we have established is on a cross-chain blockchain mechanism, which means China have their own blockchain, Malaysia have our own blockchain. Only a certain information that needed for the import and export, that we will be sharing to the other party. So which means we are still protecting the privacy of all our manufacturers in Malaysia, but we are not actually expose everything to the foreign country. And I think that is very important that we play this role, because of if we don't have this cross-border platform in place in Malaysia, then all the factory that want to export to other country can just request, you need to open up everything to me, which means it become a risk for our factory. But with the platform, when they have all our information with the platform, then we can have the G to G kind of collaboration or negotiations on how we can protect our own own factories, and only pass you the necessary informations.
Okay, thanks. All right, coming back to Lena, I would like to understand and also, get some updates in terms of initiative with the Islamic digital economy. Lena, how has the perception of Islamic digital economy as a niche market impacted its growth and potential for innovation?
So I just want to get an update. It's already in August already, so we've been together. So I'm sure there's some interesting news coming from you. And also, how has it been with the Islamic digital adoption? What are the key reasons behind the adoption of technology and digitization in certain segment and Islamic economy? Perhaps you can update and enlighten us.
Okay. So when I first started this journey, we had maybe close to about 20 Islamic digital economy. So I'm going into my third year with MDEC. Alhamdulillah, we managed to grow that base to 60 strong IDA companies. So it is my personal KPI to see that baseline become 100 by end of the year, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And that will profile Malaysia at the forefront. When you say Malaysia ni number one dalam dunia for Islamic digital economy, what is the substance to that? It is our technology companies and the success stories that each and every one of them bring to the table. So of course, when we meet with agnostic players, because as you know, technology as a baseline is agnostic, it's for everybody and anyone, right? But for them to want to offer a Sharia compliant solution, what's in it for them?
Yeah.
That is the number one commercial reason that we try to address within the first minute that we speak to our agnostic players. So when you look at the Islamic economy report, it is a $7.7 trillion industry by 2025. Why wouldn't you want to be part of this? Correct or not? Right?
Yeah.
That's number one. So number two, how can you then be part? So what is it, and then why is very clear. Now is how. How do you participate in this Islamic digital economy journey together with MDEC in support of profiling Malaysia as that number one center? So some of the things that we want to try to showcase, and this was mentioned also during the funding societies last week. He said that he had a micro SME, jual sayur, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
And
Retail,
when he became halal, the sales growth also increased exponentially when he was labeled to be a halal, right? And those are the things that we have to extract from our technology partners to showcase why everybody should want to try to explore opportunities within the Islamic digital economy space. And through that, there is that spillover effect that you see. So you've got Tay that helps support the blockchain. And then you've got other technology companies that looks at the halal assurance system and for you to help compliance, transparency, governance. You nak jual halal product pun MDEC pun ada boleh tolong because you have specific e-commerce platforms for you to help sell. Even packaging also within HIP, you pun all ada technology companies or also Rakan Strategy can help support that. If you need financing for you to grow, so we have agnostic players want to become halal. So naturally, there are capex that needs to be adopted. We also have got facilitation in support of that. Once you dah become halal and you need to expand your reach to this $7.7 trillion industry that I spoke of, pun ada pertolongan daripada kerajaan in support of trying to have that market outreach through our e-commerce. If you need financing, you have funding societies, you have so many other P2P and ECF players that can help provide that small ticket size for you to become part of our ecosystem. So all this is this storytelling and also the next phase of growth that Malaysia wants to be in collaboration holistically with all our technology companies together with Rakyat Jelata.
Okay, Lina, perhaps you can also enlighten what will happen during this Islamic Digital Economy Conference scheduled in end of August, kan? So what will happen there? 22nd of August, okay.
So the conference is split into two main themes. You've got the first half enablers. So within the enabler section, you have got SC, Banegara, you've got representation from all the founding fathers and mothers that help create Malaysia to become number one, not only for Islamic economy, Islamic finance, as well as Islamic Fintech, right? So remember, we want to propagate and also showcase success stories for Malaysia to also become number one in the world for Islamic digital economy. So you've got people that are involved in the creation of policies, guidelines, roadmaps in support of how do we see Malaysia's next phase of growth within the ambit of the government as well as our regulators. So that will be the setting of the ground. And then the second half of the session, we'll look at innovators. Who are technology companies on the ground creating specific traction in support of meeting the needs and wants of the people and the rakyat, right? So what are those products and services that have actually gained traction? Who is actually being onboarded into Maybank Islamic? Who's actually being onboarded into Bank Islam? Who is Lembaga Zakat speaking to? Who is Jakim speaking to? So all these are success stories that we can curate together and create more, because the technology solutions under MDEC, within MD ada 3,000 technology companies. So if I can onboard as many players in support of my Islamic digital economy, I'll be more than happy to hit more than 100, right? End of the year.
Yeah, where is these 3,000 companies ni? You know,
Technology
come and
companies. So
join us.
correct. So you've got
Come and
robotics,
join
you've
us.
got security, you've got, you name it, MDEX technology companies have, but it's
Mm,
connecting the dots to IDE. What is the
yeah,
problem statement? What are the gaps? That's where we
yeah,
then help facilitate that connection to our technology companies. And if we don't speak to them, they have to come and speak to MDEC lah kan?
yeah. Okay, coming back to intelligence traceability. All right, tadi kita dah cerita pasal auditing and compliance and the digital solutions coming from Tay. So, so people, I mean, consumer wants to, end user wants to know, how can they become an informed customer through this technology. At the end of the day, the purpose of we having this HIP Live Tay and Tech, also we want to know how does this help rakyat balik. Let's say you have your barcode, right? Or QR code. Something. How does this help, membeli barang daripada coming from the traceability thing?
Okay, so I think I need to still go back a little bit to our existing project. So I think what consumer can be expecting, I think just give us some time. When we run the programs, then you will probably start seeing product in the market, which is start having our QR codes. So
Okay.
I think by that time, when they are scanning on the QR code, we are able to be able to know where the source is coming in. So right now we are cooking on some of the solution. One is potentially on the pharmaceutical. So as we have ongoing pharmaceutical project right now, so
Yeah.
from the manufacturer to transporter to pharmacies and all the way to consumer, you can I can't reveal who is the pharmacy yet now, but
Okay.
eventually we are going to make the
Yeah.
announcement. So when you go to that pharmacy, you can expect it when you are actually start buying medicine from them, then you can actually start to see how you can actually know how amazing you can actually see where the thing is coming from. So we are also looking into, like for example, on some chicken products or even some of the food and beverage product which is coming in imported, because right now imported have all kind of logos. People actually can't verify whether it's coming in, so they are kind of food importing to Malaysia because of our cross-border projects, which will actually go into the market. Then they should expect to be able to start seeing all this kind of labeling or logos on the product, maybe early next year. To then they will be able to expect, then they will know what capability they have in order for them to verify, and how they can feel reassuring when they buy the item. They know this is actually protected, it's not fake packaging, it's not like fraudulent items and all these things. Yeah.
So once you sort of like scan the QR code, what are the information that you can receive from a consumer standpoint?
Okay, for example, on the medicine side, at least you will be able to know who is the real manufacturers and who
Okay.
have actually transported it to which pharmacy, and whether the pharmacy has exported to you, especially if they're ordering something from e-commerce platform. So we know there are quite a lot of fraudulent item in e-commerce platform. So then with that tracing ability, then they'll be able to know the thing they are buying is really real.
Mm.
And even for the meat item, there are quite a lot of fake packaging meat item in the market as well. So I think people also see a lot of videos on internet on how you can
Yeah.
make meats and all these things. So I think that is scary in the sense. So if given the ability for them to be able to know whether the thing is really coming from the real source, it's not a repackaging, it's not a fact packaging, all these things, is definitely gives them more reassuring when they are doing their shopping decisions. But however, it will take time for the whole ecosystem to move together. That is why our project now is meaningful, because we need to start somewhere, right? So that is where we
Yeah.
are wanted to start on this, and hopefully with the successful result from our projects, then we are able to convince more people to be on board, and maybe 5 years down the road, people will be able to ensure food safety through verifiable data that can ensure whatever they are buying is coming from the genuine sources. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Syilda, maybe if I
Mm,
can just start. So
Mm.
as you know, among the Pemangkin initiatives for the funnel is in
Mm.
support of traceability. So maybe you want to share what are the low-hanging fruits within the iConnect FinTech action plans that we want to embark on by end of the year, as well as what's going to happen for 2023, 2024, so we can then inform our viewers and listeners.
The whole low hanging fruit right now.
Yeah, the low-hanging fruit, specific project pilots. Maybe there could be potential players within the audience who want to be part of your project, right?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Actually, right now, upon this Halal Traceability project, we are aiming for at least 10 industries that we want to go in for. So right now, a few which has been confirmed. One is actually on pharmaceutical. Another one is maybe on the chicken slaughterings. But we are also wanted to have some nutrition food or even cosmetic to be part of to put the ball games. And also along the supply chain, then people like our partners like Ninja Van, also Bifrost, they would like to be the players to enable the traceability along the supply chain as well. So if any company that are interested or they already look into traceability and they would like to collaborate, definitely we are welcome for discussion, because right now, honestly, we are still open for more people to be part of this project. We don't limit to just 10. Actually, if more can come, definitely it will be better for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have, big factories out there who want to be part of this traceability project with Kerajaan under MDEC, as well as MOSTI, Academy Science Malaysia, as well as please reach out to us. You can also reach out to HTC and express your interest to want to be part of this, because we need more players to test whether blockchain tu betul ke. When you talk about traceability, is it really tracing the product that you want to try to put out into the market? What are the problem statements that you are having with regards to contamination, with regards to tampering, and how can they help on board those problem statements into his project? Guna duit kerajaan. Basically, I'm just saying, guna duit kerajaan yang sedia ada, platform tu pun dah ada through iTrace. How can we leverage? So iTrace has got his own value proposition in terms of their strength. How can you then leverage on iTrace punya problem statements or platform in support of trying to help resolve some of these issues that you are specifically having? Yeah, and I think that'd be great, because then you galvanize the whole industry to work towards that central objective of how can we further strengthen Malaysia's value proposition for traceability and really make us that hotbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing to add is everybody want to be the front runner, right? So
Yeah.
by participating in this project, you are getting yourself ready in before everybody. That you are already one step ahead of all your potential competitors lah. Not only just Malaysia, but also on foreign, because we know our neighboring country like Thailand, Indonesia, actually they are working very hard to to be the pioneer in halal. So Malaysia, we are the number one. We should actually work even harder to ensure
Yep.
we not only provide quality food, but we also is the trendsetter. We are also leading the way in halal traceability. We do it the right way, then to ensure everybody are following our steps. So I think that's why we need to start as the front runner. That's why we need to do something. And just now, one thing to further add into Ruslena is the supply chain, we need a lot of people. So to connect the dot, sometimes we might have the missing dots. So we actually welcome everybody to come in. That's why when we collaborate, we don't go for look for the product first. We look for collaborator like Bifrost, like Ninja Van, because they are the one of the part that cannot be missed, because transportation and fulfillment is how you move along your product, right? This partner cannot be skipped. So before then for them, then after that they can bring in the products and all these things. Then we have a complete supply chain. So we actually hope welcome everybody in different industry to actually approach us. Not just the product owner. You can be just a delivery, or you can just be one part of the services that could still be. You are still part of the supply chain. So welcome
Yeah.
everybody to reach out to us. Yeah.
And as you know, Food Panda also just launched their halal. So instead of
Yes.
kuning bag pink tu, now they use the yellow bag. So drivers yang bawa bag yellow tu is only halal saja. So how can we onboard them into this traceability? Yes.
That will be one great thing to be on board as well. Yes.
Okay, let's just connect with Food Panda next.
Yes.
Can. All right. Now we have been chit-chatting almost about 50 minutes already, Lena and also Tay. Thank you so much. And pretty much we already, we may not cover the whole information and knowledge with regards to the halal traceability. Or if you are interested to understand more, we can actually reach out to Tay, and his website is on the crawler. It's www.traceability.com, or you can look him in his LinkedIn. Look for Ruslena also in her LinkedIn. So for those interested in the Islamic Digital Economy Conference, look for Ruslena's LinkedIn also. And join us there. And for that, I think we have pretty much for our episode 10. And we look forward for other founders who are interested to be in this HIP Live Tay and Tech. Yeah, and do contact us through HIP. And for those out there, please register as a HIP member, and let's get the bigger ecosystem under hip.hdcglobal.com. Other than that, if anybody interested in halal trading, my boss asked me to promote also. You can go into htiglobal.com.my to understand more on the programs and trainings that they offer. And for that, that's all from me, from Syilda, Ismail. Do share away, do comment, do get in touch with us. We are very, very nice people and halal people. And Lina is very approachable person, and including Tay. We hope to, have more people in the help Lina in her KPI. Now only 60, lagi 40 lagi. In fact, we need to get 300, kan? Betul tak?
Betul.
Kan. All right, that's all from me, Syilda, Ismail. Hope to see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, Lina. Thank you, team. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Bye.
So thank you, everybody.
Hello everyone, I'm Mizi, and today I'll be showing you on how you can register with HIP. Let's go! First, you need to register your account at hip.hdcglobal.com. Fill in your email, password, and don't forget to tick the box before you proceed. Click Get Started. Success! Next, fill in your personal details on the user profile page and click Update. Success! Most importantly, fill in all information of your company on the business profile page and click Update. Success! Don't forget to fill in the organization information and click Update. Success! Complete your products and services listing here so that your range of products is visible, and here is the example of a completed business profile. And we are done. Easy, isn't it? Register as HIP member and accelerate your business with HDC.
Malaysia's digital journey began more than 2 decades ago when MSC Malaysia was set up to transform the country into a knowledge-based economy. Since then, MSC Malaysia has contributed immensely towards the growth of the nation's digital economy. Our next step is to take the digital transformation from the corridor to the world. Introducing Malaysia Digital, a strategic initiative which will empower the rakyat, businesses and foreign investments. Malaysia Digital will also elevate the participation of Malaysians and local businesses in revolutionizing the world's digital economy. Malaysia Digital opens doors for Malaysians by providing equitable access to digital tools, knowledge and income opportunities. It offers new business opportunities and growth through a supportive digital ecosystem. It also provides flexible and agile investment facilitation to make the country investment friendly. The goal is to drive the digital ecosystem and develop the digital economy to a stage where it contributes at least 25.5% of our GDP and creates 500,000 jobs by 2025.
Malaysia Digital will galvanize public-private partnerships to accelerate the growth of our digital economy and drive positive transformation that ultimately benefit the rakyat, businesses, investors, and also the whole nation.
Establishing Malaysia into a digital nation, one with more adept, stronger and resilient economy, society, and governance. Stepping into tomorrow's digital future today.